Hello everyone, welcome to my video. Today I want to talk about how my writing has been in the past few days, even though there's not been a lot going on, or there's been actually pretty rough things going on lately. Not because of anything, in general, it is because of the fact that I'm kind of in a love-hate relationship with my book. So, yeah, it's just, you know, I've been writing every single day, in the past I would say 12 to 14 days now, like 2 weeks, and I've been writing every single day. So to get that idea and to get all of these words, it's just, I think after a while it does burn you out. Even though I've talked about facts like, how experiences change your writing, or if you have experienced some stuff, then you can always use it for your book. And I have been doing that for, I would say, 14 days now. And it has worked brilliantly, I would say, because I would say, I've had guests in the past few days, and we've been all going out and, relaxing and like going around town or to the zoo, just like, you know, kind of gathering experiences. And I've been using that to write my book. So I would kind of put my own characters, and I would just kind of make it about them, even though it's like my experiences. I would just like make write those experiences down and just make it about them and include them, or just put them into those scenes. And those two things are like my experiences and my imagination, and together they kind of like a beautiful scene. And I've been using that a lot lately because I think kind of continuing to write for 14 days is not really easy. So you have to have ideas, and the only things, and I always gave myself like 45 minutes just to write my book every single day. And to sit down and just kind of gather ideas, I just came up with these experiences, I just thought about the previous day. So I just thought, okay, I'm just gonna write those down. And, um, strangely enough, it just fit in. So, like, those experiences fit into my book and with my characters. So I just thought, okay, is it cool? I will just use this, and yeah, that was that. And I did also want to talk about how the last two videos that I did, um, my word count was, I would say, 35,000 words, and now it's been 65,000. I don't really know how it happened. I'd say I was so focused on just writing, and it was so fun for me that I did not really kind of think about anything else but that. And I just thought to myself, it would be really great if I continue to do that. But I would say I did really, I have done videos where I talked about how I don't really want to kind of focus on word counts anymore, which is, very much true, because it did ruin my thinking. And I did tell myself, it is better if I don't do it. And the moment I stop thinking about word count, suddenly I have 65,000 words. So yeah, I think the moment you try to let go of something, the moment you kind of let go of something, kind of runs back. I don't really know how it happens or how it works, but yeah, it's just a quick update. I have 65,000 words right now. Um, I'm not really thinking about finishing this book right now, even though it's been like probably, I would say, 5 to 6 months of writing this book, or even more. And I think, just like I have said before, the book will already tell me, like the story will already tell me, okay, when is finished. I don't really want to think about it too much as well. I'm just enjoying the journey right now. Every single day that I write, I just have this excitement in myself, and it's just like I don't really know how to describe the feeling, but it's just a satisfying feeling that you come back from that writing session with a smile on your face, like with kind of satisfaction. So yeah, it's just a beautiful moment, and yeah, just concentration has become very easier for me than it was before. I think one of the reasons are because right now it's like summer holidays, so I have more, I would say, more free time to write, and I'm concentrating more on writing itself, and I have more free time, I have a free mind and an opened up mind, I would say, because my mind isn't really filled with exams or homeworks and all. I'm just like you know those stuff have their own times, but right now I'm just I don't really have to cut anything from my own writing session. So I think that has made writing easier for me, like my concentration on writing easier for me. I will go into that flow mindset really quick, and yeah, that may be the reason, or just the fact that I've been using my own experiences as like ideas. I think that has also helped me to make writing easier for myself because I am familiar with the ideas. If it's new for me, I have to think a lot more. But right now, I just have to write, all the things that has happened the previous day or the day before, all that, and just include my own characters. That is just imagination that I have to do. But yeah, it's just it has made my writing easier. So yeah, and I'm kind of, the intentions of my writing session, or that just the purpose of it is just, first of all, just me writing every single day, giving that 45 minutes every single day to writing just is like one of my purposes and my intentions with every writing session. And the second one is just me trying to kind of find out the next chapter. So I'm really excited to write the story because it has become very, very interesting for me. It, I've been following this method of like show not tell. So just like I have said in the previous videos, um, my characters speak for themselves. So it's not really me describing my characters. It's just, you know, them kind of showing it instead of me telling it. It's just, for example, instead of saying like one of my characters, Hazel, is quiet, a quiet person, or is not really thinking about anything particularly, I would say Hazel is sitting in her classroom, looking out of the window, seeing a bird fall. That is just like something that tells you basically nothing, but a lot about her. So it's like basically telling or showing the readers 2 plus 2 instead of 4. Because the readers, they also want kind of excitement, right? If I give them 4 every single time, then it's like, I don't really know, but I don't really like it as a reader. So that's just, I like to kind of show instead of tell. Yeah. And it has worked very beautifully in my book and with my story and my characters. So I will use this from now on. And I've said this before as well. My characters kind of form themselves. So it's not really some kind of a magic or something. It's just, you know, each of them represents something. Um, and that I didn't really plan much. I would just say whenever you start kind of with an idea for your book, you will come up with characters. And each of those characters, you don't really think much about it, but as you go into this flow mindset, flow state of like, writing and all, you will come across stuff that you didn't really realize before. Like, this character basically represents this stuff, or, you know, they stand for this. It's just like, you cannot really explain it, but it just happens over time where each of your characters have a meaning for themselves and a meaning for the story and for your book. And yeah, you just have to be aware enough to kind of point it out and work with it. So yeah, yeah. But back then I used to have like writer's block, so my I did have ideas and thoughts, but every single time I used to think about them, or I used to just, kind of write, it would be like clouded. So I did not really have clear ideas or thoughts. It just used to be very clouded. I did not really know, clouded by like my exams or like school or just other stuff. And right now it's like there's a part of me that just wants, stuff for the book. And I've given that free space for just for my writing or just for my book. And it has worked very good with just clearing my mind every single time I write now. I don't really have much going on in my mind. I just like start with writing it, and there are like clear thoughts and ideas going on, and I just write it down. And yeah, so I think that the reason because of it, just like I said, don't really have much with school to do right now, summer holidays. So once your brain is like awake, like it's not really foggy anymore, it would be a lot easier for you to concentrate. So yeah, that is all I wanted to talk about. I did not really have anything else to say, but yeah, I mean, thank you so much for listening, and